Just finished up over here in Azel. I was only here for about 2 hours, to be honest with you. It's it's way too hot for anyone to be outside cutting and just doing any kind of work. I'm just gonna hire somebody. I started figuring I'll hire somebody to do this work. I was my friend calls me. One of the guys that I've been working with for the last couple of years, just kind of mentoring, kind of I don't I don't realize if it's called mentoring, but he wants to grow his business, and I'm telling him how to expand it the correct way. So let's get into that video right now. Hey guys, my name is Ricardo. I'm the owner of junkguysdfw.net. We are a junk removal service here based in Dallas, Fort Worth. What's up, Kippy? And I also own Junk Guys Arlington, Junk Guys Frisco, Junk Guys Aledo, Junk Guys blah blah blah. We're all over the place. What's up, Alex? And I also have 18 years. Yes, I do have 18 years in this. Thank you for reminding me. I've been doing this for 18 years. I see so many companies come and go. I see so many. And I guess these days, it's not just the companies that are coming and going. It's also the owners on YouTube and the owners on Facebook and the owners on Instagram. I know a guy right now, he's doing junk removal. As a matter of fact, he's speaking at the Junk Expo this year. And he used to just plow through videos. I mean, this guy used to go through videos. And I think what he thought in his hot head mentality, that he was going to be a YouTuber in this business. And then it didn't work out for him for like 2 years. I've been doing this 17 years. I know for a fact I'm not going to be a YouTuber doing this. I do this for knowledge and, of course, for my customers. So what I want to talk about is a gentleman that called me earlier, a friend of mine who I talk to all the time. And he calls me, no Zumba right now, no Zumba. And he calls me and he says to me, hey, Ricardo, listen, I'm looking to expand my business. I'm looking at 2 guys I'm going to hire. Can you give me some advice? And the first advice that I want to give him is this. Your employees are never going to take care of your equipment like you're going to take care of your equipment. It's just like letting a friend borrow your car. They're not going to take care of your car like you're going to take care of your car. And that's just a fact. That's just a fact. And I can prove it to you on a daily basis. I can prove it to you on a daily basis. Why would you let someone else take care of your equipment and your trucks and your trailers if you know that they're not going to take care of it the way you are? Most of these guys are not going to care what they go over. They're not going to care where they park at the landfill. They're not going to care how fast you go in the vehicle. They're not going to care if the vehicle says check engine oil and they'll tell you like 2 weeks later, right? Unlike yourself, it says check engine oil, you check it that night. If you hear a noise in the truck and you think it's a flat tire, you pull over and look at it. The employee's just going to take off and keep on going. Expanding in junk removal is a tough business, and it's a hard business. Thank you, Kippy. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. You have to be careful and aware of what employees are going to do to your equipment, because the consequences can be very, very, very big. I'll give you an example. I'm going to give you a few examples of what employees do to your small business that you don't even know about. I had a guy named John, and he worked for me for like 3 years. And he would go do a clean out, and we would get paid $500, $800, whatever. And when he'd come back, I noticed that his truck wasn't always full. That some of the junk had been taken out of the truck. And I had been catching on to him for like 3 or 4 weeks. Well, apparently what he was doing is, in the 3 years that he worked for me, he had opened a resale shop with his wife at a flea market. And they were reselling things on the weekend. So every time he'd get some good stuff, he was dropping off that furniture at his garage or his storage unit. And I caught on to it late in the game, and I had to let him go. I had an employee one time that I was driving that I got a phone call, and I had older trucks back in the day also. And this lady calls me and she goes, I don't know who you have driving your truck, but he just went by me doing 100. I'm driving a Mercedes and I was doing 95. He flew by me pulling the trailer doing 100. And I was thinking, oh my gosh. Dude, what the heck? I had these company cards for gas. You know, here's some shady stuff. I had some company cards for gas. Listen, if you think you can trust your employees, this guy was like my right-handed man. I had these company cards for gas with employees. And I noticed one day, on consecutive days, this guy put $110 in fuel in a vehicle. In consecutive days. And I would go and I say, you know what? What's going on with this guy? Let's see what's going on. And I remember one time I went to go look at his vehicle and it had 250,000 miles. And I gave him 3 jobs and he went to go 3 jobs and he swiped his credit card. And I went to go see the speedometer and he'd only put 25 miles into the vehicle. And I looked at his mileage and his mileage was 25 miles. But his fuel was only like 75%. He had only spent a quarter of fuel. And the next day he asked me for another $80 for the fuel. And I was like, something's wrong with this guy. Something's wrong. So I said, yeah, no problem. I gave him $100 and I said, go ahead to the gas station. And I decided to follow this guy to the gas station. And when I followed him to the gas station, he was not only putting fuel in my truck, but in his wife's truck. Him and his wife were meeting at the gas station and putting fuel in the vehicle. I had to fire him. Another guy was trying to fuel thing too. I would go to the gas station and it goes, hey, aren't you the one that owns that junk removal service? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, you're Ricardo. I said, yeah, your guy comes in here all the time and asks for his receipt and then doesn't put enough fuel and then comes back and gets another receipt. So he would go and pay for the fuel and say, hey, can you get $100 with the fuel? And they'd go, yeah, here, can I get a receipt? Yeah, they give him a receipt for 100. Then he'd only go but 25 and then come back and goes, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Can I get a refund? And they'd give him $75. See what I'm saying? And he'd show me the receipt for 100. Really shady stuff. He lasted with me 1 year, but the employees do some of the most shadiest things in the world because it's not their stuff. They always find an edge how to beat the system. And right now, you might have a lot of people that you believe in because you have a big crew. But I'm going to tell you how it works out. You having these big crews and making these big numbers, maybe one crew makes $2,000, another crew makes $1,100, another crew makes $1,700, another crew makes $3,000, and it takes you 20 people to do that. At the end, when you look at it, you'll never understand how much money goes out the door and how much money is actually coming in, because most of the time out the door is where it's going. And the bottom line is you'll never make it. The more you expand your business, the more you grow your business, the less money you make. You've got to take your time doing this. Wilson, somebody says, have you tried company cards instead of cash? Yeah, that's what we did. We did company cards. The problem was they were just weaseling. Employees were weaseling everything, man. And yes, Kippy, you say you're right, Kippy. You're funny. That's funny you said that. Whatever comes to light, yeah, to dark, yeah. Karma. You reap what you sow. It's pretty funny that you say that, because I heard something happen to that guy too. You know, I do not discourage growing your business. Here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, we've grown our business to about 3 trucks, 3 different cities. I mean, trucks is different, 3 locations. You have the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, then you have Arlington, you have Aledo, and you have Frisco. They're just different cities, right? We have guys in all those areas. I don't want to grow any more here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, but we do have Junk Guys Austin, Junk Guys San Antonio, Junk Guys all across the U.S., and we're opening up in San Fernando Valley pretty soon. The point that I'm trying to make is that when I expand the business, I take my time. I do not speed it up. There's a lot of little young kids out here that are doing YouTube and doing these videos showing people how they grew their business. But I'm going to tell you, long term, it never reaches that point. Long term, you tend to lose money doing it so fast. Okay. It says, I remember you. Kippy says, I remember you said, it's not my business to keep my employees in business. It's my business to keep my business in business. Yeah, definitely. 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 Here's another thing. Oh, this guy, Kippy, get this. This guy was telling me, yeah, Ricardo, the system's bringing me down, and he says, I don't know how to expand the business. That's why I call you and ask you. I say, it keeps me down. And it's like walking into a business. I was at a business a while back, and the lady across, and I don't know I think it was a restaurant, right? And I go in there, and the girl at the front desk just is like on her phone. She doesn't care to sit us down. And then the waiter kind of looks shitty. The food wasn't that great. So you get the hostess was doing something else. She wasn't really doing her job. Then you get the waitress who really didn't care. She just was there to serve the food. Like customer service went out the door for her. And then you have the food wasn't great, the quality of food. And you can blame three things. You can blame the cook for the food. You can blame the waitress because she just doesn't know. Or you can blame the hostess. But I'm going to tell you who you need to blame on something like this. And that's the manager or the owner. Because he's the ones that hired them. Whenever you think that the system is trying to bring you down, look at yourself and see what you're trying to do to grow your business and what you're doing wrong in your business and how you're handling the situations. Because I have employees. I have I don't know. During October, I have 55 employees. Okay, 55 for my haunted house, and I manage all 55 employees. And one of the techniques that I use is I enforce a lot of rules that can be easily enforced, but I'm very laid back about it. Because I want my employees to like me, but I also want them to understand that there are rules that I will be setting in this thing. You are the enforcer of the business. Stop pointing at, oh, she's doing a bad job or he's doing a bad. It's always about you. You're the one that enforces the rule. You place the rules. As the owner of my haunted house, I have to enforce the rules to three people. And that's the set designer, Maribel. David, the construction associate, and building and construction. And then our marketing team, our web design, marketer, social media team, Emily. And I have to tell them, each one of them, this, do this, do this, do this. We've actually hired on Heather lately as more as a liaison to me to do the side things that I can't do because I stay so busy building and working and getting commands. There are a lot of things that my liaison does. She worked on the permits for the city of Fort Worth and for the city of Dallas. She's getting our kiosks ready, our photo kiosks and our check-in kiosks to hourly pay people. She's also designing the front end of the haunted house to where the desk is because she's our cashier too. Our construction contractor, David, the builder, he needs to know what he's building. I have to tell him and talk to him. And then Emily, our social media, website design, and marketing team. I have to explain to her how I want the business marketed and what the vision is. And the thing that I don't have a lot of hands on are the set designs, because I really don't understand the set designs. And when Mary gets in there, Mary and Emma, who are our number 1 and number 2 set designers for the haunted house, They take the job very, very serious, and they do an extraordinary job, a job that I couldn't do ever, and to lose them would just kill me. But they're something that I try to manage, but I don't understand the set design. So I just tell her what I envision, what I want, and it blows up. It's up to the owner or the manager who's in charge of that situation. So stop blaming other people. I'm going to answer some of these questions. What up, dude? What up, Carlos? I started last year. I'm at 2 trucks right now. Marketing costs so much. Had to go to school to become a nurse at night time. I understand, dude. It's like that. Junk Guys Los Angeles. What's up, bro? What's up? Working on that site. There's a Junk Guys Los Angeles. Oh, yeah. There's a Junk Guys Los Angeles. Oh, yeah. So I'm out here right now at my property in Azle, the 6 acres that I have. And I drove out to Commerce, Texas last week because and there are so many ups and downs of these 2 businesses that I'm still getting a hold of. And you can only blame yourself. I'm out here by myself. There's nobody here with me. So anyway, yeah, guys, just be careful when you expand. Take your time. Don't rush it. It's not a marathon. It's not a race. It's a marathon. Okay? So understand that. You guys, and I appreciate everybody that was on the channel today. If you get a chance, go to my Junkyard Haunted House TikTok, my Instagram of course, Instagram is my Junkyard Haunted House Instagram page, my Facebook page, Junkyard Haunted House. Like it, subscribe to it, check out my videos. I have a video right now that's going viral. I launched it, I think, yesterday. It's got $40,000 views, so it's pretty cool. Repost my videos, man. I'd really appreciate everybody. There are so many people in the last 18 years that I've helped grow their business and expand their business and make this industry a lot bigger. I ask all those people, if you got time, help me build my junk removal or my Junkyard Haunted House business. Go to my Junkyard Haunted House page on Instagram and on TikTok and repost some of those videos, man. Check out the videos. You're going to like one of the videos. It's on Facebook right now. I just put it on the Junk Guys Facebook. It's how Junk Guys and the Junkyard Haunted House, how we collaborate together. It's a great video. I liked it a lot. Anyway, I'm going to go do a video today, and then I will talk to y'all later, guys. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.